This is the city, Las Vegas, Nevada, the entertainment capital of the world. Las Vegas is known as the city that never sleeps, and for good reason. When the attraction of being in the gaming capital of the world becomes a reality, we find ourselves in the hotel that's known throughout the world as Binion's Horseshoe, the casino that offers the best gamble in Las Vegas. It's also the home of the annual World Series of Poker Tournament, an event that for the past 30 years has captured the imagination of people from around the world. Welcome to Binion's Horseshoe and the 30th annual celebration of the exciting and prestigious World Series of Poker Tournament. I know there are going to be several very famous people playing this year. As a matter of fact, one of my favorite character actors is arriving soon. This statue is a landmark here in Las Vegas. That's Benny Binion himself, sitting on his favorite horse. A man who really had so much to do with the success of the city, and a man who over the years developed many friends. One of the Horseshoe's loyal admirers is none other than Mr. Wilfred Brimley.
How do you do?
Hi.
So glad to meet you.
It's so nice to see you. I've seen you, of course, many times, but in person, you're even more gorgeous. And you're here for the poker tournament?
I am.
Yes. Did you know Benny Binion?
I knew him fairly well.
Uh-huh.
You know, the thing I'll always hold very dear about Benny Binion is he loved cowboys.
That's you.
Well, maybe. But it seems fitting to me that kind of a comment there, artistic comment, if you will, should be made about Benny Binion. Because he was, in fact, a guy who sat around kind of watching over the deal.
How long have you been playing poker?
Oh, long time. 35, 40, 50 years. I don't know. Never was very good at it, but I've played a lot of it, and I like it.
Well, you must be good enough to want to play in the tournament here.
Oh, I think everybody wants to. I think everybody wants to. And, you know, somebody's going to get them no-brainer hands. Maybe it'll be me. Maybe I'll beat these guys.
Maybe you will.
They're the best in the world, you know. Hell, they write books about how to play poker.
Uh-huh.
Some of those guys that'll be sitting in there have put away their shekels all year long to be able to ante up and play in this game.
Yes, because the buy-in is like $10,000, I hear.
It is, and that may be all they got. So it's pretty important to them, and they're going to be in there pitching, and they're going to be making every move you ever saw and some you haven't seen.
I see.
And when the guy walks out of there with the cool million, you can rest assured of one thing: he had some idea what he was doing.
Does that come from being lucky or what?
Well, luck certainly has a lot to do with it, but I happen to think there's gifted poker players, you know, that somehow instinctively know when to make that move, or they know when to make that bet, or they know when to try to run one by your fellow man. And I don't know, maybe you can learn that, and maybe you can't, but there'll be some in there that know it.
Well, I'm interested in learning a little bit about it.
Come on, darling, let's
Okay.
go have a look.
All right.
Hi, Mary Ann.
Hello, Wilfred. I'm so glad you could come and teach me some poker because you are the experienced one.
Well, somewhat.
Each player shares common up cards called the board. After each player is dealt 2 cards face down, betting begins with the first 2 players left of the button holder, who is the theoretical dealer. The first player to the left makes a mandatory blind bet, and the player to his left must make a double blind bet. After every 2 hours of play, the house substantially raises the blind bets. Each consecutive player to the left of the double blind must call, raise, or fold his hand. The next 3 cards, called the flop, are then delivered face up in the middle of the table and are used by all players. The first player to the left of the button is first to act on this and all remaining rounds of betting. The next card, called the turn, is delivered face up next to the first three, and another round of betting is allowed. The final, or river card, is also called Fifth Street, and is now dealt face up with the other four, making a 5-card board. Once all the betting is completed, the hands are shown, and the winning hand is established.
Now, is there a difference in tournament play and just regular poker?
Tournament poker is kind of a winner-take-all deal. You know, it's not something that you get up in the middle of and leave because you've won enough money. It's kind of you stay there till the last dog is dead and try to win the big prize.
And tomorrow in the tournament, what is the name of the game they'll be playing?
Texas Hold'em. When you're playing this game, you try not to tell your opponents what you're thinking, how you're feeling, because it may indicate to them what you have in your hand. If you indicate to your opponents what you have in your hand by your behavior, you get a good hand, you reach up and scratch your ear, or you chew the ice in your drink, or any number of things. There'll be somebody in that game that'll figure that out and beat you pretty bad. So you try to present a poker face. These guys play poker around the country for a year, trying to put together the 10 grand necessary to come here and get in this game. Most of the time, they've run into one another, they've played against one another, they've visited with one another, so they have a pretty good idea, either on a personal basis or by reputation, who they're sitting down.
I wish you the very best.
Thank you, dear.
Thank
you
you
very much. It's been fun.
The person who knows the most about the late Benny Binion is his daughter Becky, who is the president of this fabulous house that Benny built.
This was just a small, dusty town.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a wonderful period of time in Las Vegas because the town was so close together, and every year we had what we called El Dorado Days. It was such a big event then, and we all got out of school, and every year we rode in the parade. I was so little, I rode on the front of the horse with my dad in the first parade, and we never missed a parade. It's unbelievable what's happened to this town. The growth, I mean, look out this window.
Uh-huh.
I mean, the growth has just been overwhelming.
How did the poker tournament start?
Oh, it was a great story. It started out as a gathering of friends. My father's friends were getting older, and he had a lot of friends who were poker players.
Mm-hmm.
And so he decided that he wanted to have a big picture of all these people together. So he invited them all out as just like a party.
Uh-huh.
And of course, they all got together and played poker, and they had a championship. And it grew into what it is today, where there's thousands of people that participate. I remember the prize money for the first tournament was $60,000, and now today it's $1 million or more. That's more than they win at Wimbledon. That's more than they win at the Kentucky Derby.
Yes.
It's probably the largest single sporting event a person can win.
It's a lot of money, and they get it in cash or
It's all
at
cash.
once?
All at once.
Duh.
Have you seen our $1 million display? Each bill, Marianne, is worth $10,000.
Uh-huh.
There's 100 bills in this case, which adds up to $1 million. And believe it or not, this year's winner of the World Series of Poker will be taking this much or more home with them. What you see here is a picture of all the past winners of the World Series of Poker,
30 years of champions.
right here on this wall.
Wow.
But if you'll notice, you don't see 30 pictures.
No, I see that, huh?
That's because some people have won it more than once. For example, Johnny Moss won it 3 times. And there's also one other 3-time world champion, and that's this young man, Stu Unger. Now, there are people here like Johnny Chan who won it back-to-back. And as I was telling you about how we have people come from all over the world,
Yes.
here's last year's champion, Scotty Nguyen.
Uh-huh. 1998,
He
okay.
is from Vietnam. I know he's here right now, looking forward to a back-to-back win, possibly.
Benny Binion had a dream of bringing the world's greatest poker players together for the planet's best, richest, and most prestigious card game on earth. Tell me, Benny, what do you think that your grandfather stood for?
Well, I think he stood for high action, which created excitement in the casino, which is why we have the World Series of Poker, because it's the biggest action around for poker.
Yes.
And, of course, service in the casino, and always take care of the customer.
Poker players like to eat good food. Jijun Chinese restaurant on the mezzanine level. Tonight, this restaurant will be filled with people enjoying the best Chinese cuisine in Las Vegas. This area is known as security control. Security for all of Binion's Horseshoe is controlled from this area, which is located across from the casino cage. There are more than 100 security officers on duty at all times. We are in a room which is affectionately called the Eye in the Sky. What it is actually, it's the room where gaming is surveyed. After all, we do want our guests to feel protected and secure.
Sit right there. I got a
Okay.
big surprise for you.
Oh.
Gentleman's going to do your picture right here in front of the Horseshoe Hotel and Casino.
Well, that's exciting. That is a surprise.
It excites me. I love being here.
I do too.
An old-time gambling joint. Cowboys welcome. Benny Binion had a tradition, and his daughter Becky is keeping it going. I'm just proud to be here with those people.
What do you like best about Binion's Horseshoe?
I like the essence. I like the feeling I get when I go in there. Somehow I feel welcome. The ones I do know seem like they're kind of in a family, and they're kind of, I think they're all working together to make this deal fly, and it's flying pretty good.
Yes, it is.
This guy's doing a whale of a picture of you right here.
No, Paul told me because of how How could you not have any of that, eh?
Coming on the board afterwards, but how I do it is your number one choice is where you will end up. Okay. And tonight we're real slow.
We're with Bob Thompson, who is the poker tournament coordinator, director also. Hi, Bob. Thank you for coming down. I know you're very busy up there with all those poker players.
Yes, today especially.
Yes, today.
We had a record turnout today. The first tournament had 619 players.
This is for
that was a
the
record.
lesser amount of money buy-in.
That was for $1,500.
I see,
And then today we had the $10,000 buy-in where they had 350 last year, and this year we ended up with 393. So that's $3,930,000.
Gee, that's a nice piece of change, isn't it?
It's a nice payoff. We had 16 events over
16 events over how many days?
over a period of 20 days. Our last event lasts 4 days.
That's the
Which starts today.
the $10,000.
That's a $10,000.
I see. That's the one everybody talks about.
That's the one everybody wants to have, that gold brace, if they want to have the recognition as being the best no-limit poker player in the world. And we have $1 million first place payoff. You know, so that's too bad either.
These are all the generous donators here.
Right here, buddy, right here. Stay open.
Here we are with world-famous character actor Mr. David Huddleston.
The game that they're playing here, in the World Series, is kind of unique because it's a no-limit game, and cards become kind of incidental. You really kind of play the money, and you play the idiosyncrasies and the philosophical edge that you have over the other players.
Today, the winner of the 1999 World Series of Poker will take home the grand prize of $1 million.
We see our first flop. Seed is heads up versus Goring, who leads the betting to the river.
Here he comes.
When he checks a board of ace, diamonds, jack, clubs, 5, heart, 4 clubs, 3 clubs, Huck bets 200,000. He's called quickly. Huck shows the 10 clubs and 8 clubs. He nailed a backdoor flush.
He just went up 200 more times.
He just won another 200,000. So what happened here is
He had a club
made
flush.
a flush. Yep. He had the 10-8 of clubs. Now look at Huck's seed. Unbelievable. The man is already up to, well, I'm going to guess 800,000 on chips, Wilbur. They haven't been playing more than 5 minutes, have they?
Not 5 minutes.
And then the next two fellas behind him called.
I've ever seen. A little nervous habit, smile now and then, and grim poker face, if you will. It's all right here. Each one of these gentlemen is different in their own way. And their behavior is different.
Furlong raises 80,000 on the button after Seed limps him. Seed quickly comes over the top and all in for more than 500,000. Noel Furlong thinks for 29 seconds.
What?
And he's called.
This is the biggest pot. Wow. This is the biggest pot in the history of the World Series of Poker.
He shows Jack diamonds, 8 diamonds, weak hand. Noel reveals ace heart, 3 heart, lightweight holding for a call of this magnitude.
I have a feeling Huck's going to get lucky.
Needs to.
You have a Jack 8 on there, there's a possibility, go ahead. Another card. One more possibility, doesn't look like we're going to trade.
Diamonds fall on the turn and the river, but Huck becomes the first casualty, leaving with 6th place and 167,000 in prize money.
What a fantastic call.
It's amazing.
That pot had $2 million. It was quite amazing. He did have the best hand, and he made the correct call. But I don't know.
How do you know? How do you know
Wilford, I cannot believe what I just saw. Here's what happened. Huck Seed limped in.
Now, what do you mean limped in?
Okay, Huck Seed called $20,000. Noel, who'd been raising Huck consistently over the last few days, Noel raised him $100,000. Whereupon Huck Seed decided to re-raise. Huck sensed weakness and re-raised $700,000 with the Jack 8 of diamonds. Well, Huck's play was very daring and bold, but Noel's Furlong's call with the Ace 3 of hearts was sheer genius or folly, depending on how you look at it. Because I would never.
If you're looking back at it, it's genius.
Yes, yes.
If you're looking ahead, it might be folly.
It's 50, right? Take a 50.
Bigler finally picks up a hand in the small blind and moves in over Goring's $60,000 bet. Allen measured the pot. It'll be approximately $500,000 if he calls. Seeing a chance to eliminate an opponent, Allen calls.
That's a great game. How do you like the game?
All right, turn over, gentlemen. Let's see what you have. All right.
Bigler reveals King Heart, Jack Heart. Allen shows a 2 clubs, 2 diamond.
All right, here comes the flop. A 5 and a queen. Hearts, clubs, and diamonds. That card comes up a 5. There's 2 prizes on the board. Queen and a jack. And the last card. Last card comes up an ace. 2 jacks to the wing pot.
We've just had another amazing hand right on the heels of the other hand, with one of the players having King Jack of hearts and the other one having deuces, and they're investing. How much money are they investing in that pot? Do you know, TJ? $200,000 they're putting in on those hands.
Or more.
Looks like more to me. Bob, how many did they have?
Over 400,000. He called a $190,000 raise, and whatever they went in.
If you
So about
raised
half
your
$1 million
eyebrows when I stated Seidel is probably the best player alive, pay particular attention to this hand.
Check, check. Very check.
The first 3-way pot develops as Seidel bets 60,000. Goring steps out on the river, 5 spades, with a bet of 150,000. Bigler mucks, and Seidel starts thinking at 12:48. He looks at Goring for 20 seconds. He studies the board, plays with his chips, studies the board again for 40 seconds, looks up at Goring, clasps his hands for several seconds, counts his chips, 190,000 left, and studies the board again. He announces, I call. Goring shows a bluff hand of Queen 10. Erik reveals an Ace Queen. Ace High has won the pot.
This is just Erik wins the pot with the Ace Queen. Ace kicker over Queen. Right shot the pot to Erik.
Now I'll tell you.
Raise. Hey, raise coming.
And Corey came for 20,000.
80,000 to go.
20, that's mine.
No, I already brought in all the 20s.
Oh,
150,000.
I beg your pardon. We're not used to efficiency in Ireland.
60 and 90, it's going to be 150 to you. All right, now I'm bringing in the 60.
Much
That's 90 to you.
3,000 more.
Parkinson limps in, only to be raised 60,000 by Furlong, again raising on the button. Bigler re-raises an additional 90,000, which chases Parkinson. Furlong doesn't look happy, but he calls. The flop is 8 hearts, 9 spade, queen, spade.
I'll go all in.
I call. Chris says he calls.
Chris studies these 3 cards for 6 seconds and fires all in, 406,000.
Oh, shit.
Noel says call almost simultaneously.
Nines on the flop. We have a 9 of spades, a queen of spades, and 8 of hearts. Noel has a jack and a 10 for the straight. We have a set of 9s, and we got 3 9s for Chris.
Come on, Chris.
There's off a 3 of spades. Nobody has a back door flush with him. There's off an ace of spades. Jack 10, straight is
The
going to win.
successful owner of the Swiss software company rises to pick up $212,000.
Going out of the set is not too bad play, okay? That was before they were turned over.
All right, Chris is going to win 212,000. On the flop, we have a 5, 9 of the 10, 2 diamonds, 5 of 9 and 10 diamonds.
Allen studies the flop. 5 diamonds, 10 diamonds, 9 heart. Goring, in the big blind and again low on chips, takes the lead for the flop with a $60,000 bet. Parkinson calls and shows king spade, 9 spade. Goring turns over 10 heart, queen diamond. The dealer unveils the river card, jack spade.
4 10s over a pair of 9s. I called the 2 queens and beat the 2 aces yesterday.
Either one.
Parkinson on the button raises 60,000. Seidel goes all in, 140,000. Parkinson calls in a flash, dropping his ace king on the table. Erik shows ace queen. Flop, queen, 3-3. Seidel returns to the periphery where he watches the dealer turn a 9.
Come on! Wait! Kick! I don't think it thinks. Come on!
The king lies face up on the floor.
Wow! Erik Seidel's done now. Yeah, Erik Seidel's up. Now the interesting thing about this hand is that Erik hit him with his hand, but he flopped the queen, which means the guy needed a king to beat him.
And he got the king on the last card?
In a way, the last card was justice. But Erik is just heartbroken. I mean, you have to be be there to understand. Erik is heartbroken. I mean, he's had 2 chances to win this thing. He's one of the best no-limit hold'em players in the world. He just got eliminated. He's probably just inconsolable.
Okay, now you got 2 Irishmen.
So he got drawn
That's
out
really,
on the last card.
well, the best hand held up.
Best hand.
Yeah.
But it was kind of a situation where they both had to put their money in. One had ace king, one had ace queen. And
Erik
the way,
was getting low on
yes,
money, so
they
he really
both
had to
put
make
their money in.
What is that piece of jewelry on the table?
That's the winner. Winner will win that bracelet.
I
That's
see.
the coveted bracelet.
In addition to winning the $1 million.
Yeah, it's really coveted because
Sure.
they all wear them and it's a symbol that they won the, like, Kentucky Derby.
Exactly.
The Masters, like the green jacket at the Masters.
Uh-huh.
Or the rose at the Kentucky Derby.
There's 2 sevens and a 5 on the board. Spade, a diamond, and a club. No flush outs. There's a 4.
Goring's pocket kings defeat Parkinson's pocket tens. When the board comes 7, 7, 5, 4, 8. Allen doubles through to 600,000.
130, there's 150.
That's how I'm getting
There's 250, 260, 264. Very close to $600,000, I thought. 2 kings over 2 tens. Raise you $100,000.
I go all in.
All right. Noel says he's going all in.
You'll always be my friend. I mean, no matter what you do.
Okay, I call.
All right, Allen calls. That's around 500,000.
Goring has 10-10. Furlong raises enough to put him all in. Allen calls quickly.
Bob comes down with a 7, 8, and a tray. 2 clubs on the board.
There's 1,019,000 in the pot. He prevails over Noel's ace queen. I have Parkinson in front for the first time today with 1.5 million. He leads Noel by 100,000. I study Furlong. He's alert, but very relaxed. If you didn't know better, you might think he's playing $3 to $6 with a few buddies. When Allen checks the flop, Jack, club, 4, diamond, 8, spade, Parkinson bets 200,000. They both check when the queen, club, and 2 diamond complete the board.
There's 1 pair. There's a pair of fours. Pair of fours with the 7 sticker. There's a quick card, okay, we have 2 fours and a queen, 8, and a jack. Split 5. 5 and a 4 against a 7 and a 4.
The pot is split as Parkinson shows 4-5 offsuit. Goring turns over a 4-7 suited. This pot was worth 500,000. Furlong folds on the button. Goring bets 80,000 in the small blind. Parkinson raises to 200,000. The flop is ace, diamond, 8, diamond, 2, diamond.
I would say he's going to go 400,000.
Alan bets 400,000. He folds. Parkinson comes in with a $70,000 raise. Furlong calls. The flop is 4 club, 2 diamond, 6 diamond. Parkinson fires all in for nearly 600,000.
Yes, I'm there. He calls.
Well, he said calls. There's a queen 10. So down here's an ace 10 departed, ace 8 for Allen, and for Noel.
The ace of hearts comes on the turn, and we're heads up. Parkinson leads with third place, great memories, and $489,000.
Sorry about what happened now.
It's $1 million cash.
$1 million.
The guy that wins the last hand at that table gets this $1 million cash.
That's what he gets. That's what the winner will receive.
Now you've been around here ever since they started this game, and you've given 29 of these stacks away?
Well, in the beginning, it wasn't $1 million. I think the first game was 60,000.
Good luck to those kids out there that are playing for this $1 million.
This should be a real incentive when they see this up there.
Well, you know this Alan Gary, he got down to $90,000 and he made a couple of bets, and now he's over $1 million.
What we've seen happen today is unbelievable, isn't it?
Oh.
Need any help with that?
Help. Right here.
$1 million on the table here.
Let the boss get in there, please.
$1 million. 4 shows a queen of diamonds, 7 of diamonds, and 5 of spades. $2,000 bet. No.
180,000.
Noel raises 70,000 before the flop. Alan calls. Noel is aggressive, daring, and unpredictable. Alan has gamble in him, but he's fallen behind and must be careful. The flop is ace club, queen club, 3 heart. Noel says all in within 1 second. Alan folds. Noel wants to see the flop. It is queen, diamond, 8, spade, 5, club. Both check the turn. 9, club. When the 8 of clubs flows down the river, Noel pushes 260,000 into the pot.
It's a lot of pressure to become, to win the World Series of Poker.
Sure there is.
Some people self-destruct when they get to that final table. I've seen it so many times in my life.
This is Carl. He calls it 270,000.
Alan calls and loses to Jack Club 6 Club. Noel has caught a backdoor flush.
$270,000. Oh, come on, Jack 6 clubs. We're coming last club. $270,000.
For the last 9 hands, we haven't seen a turn card. The flop was Jack, clubs, 8 club, and 3 spade. The 6 of clubs. Alan wants the pot and bets 80,000. Noel immediately mucks. The dealer flops queen heart, queen club, 5 spade. Both players check quickly. Alan checks when the deuce of spades turns. Noel thinks for 5 seconds, then bets 150,000.
150,000. He's going to raise it another 300,000. We have a 450,000 total.
Alan quickly comes over the top with a $300,000 raise.
And some of the best examples of behavior here that I've ever seen. A little nervous habit, smile now and then, grim poker face, if you will. It's all right here. Each one of these gentlemen is different in their own way. And their behavior is different.
All right, $150,000.
Which of them?
I go all in. All I know says he is going to go all in. The clock shows a queen of hearts, 5 of spades, queen of clubs, and a deuce of spades.
Yes, sir.
I'll call. Alan said he's going to call. Put him over, please, gentlemen.
Noel carefully places the 5 of hearts and 5 of clubs in front of him. Alan flips black 6s onto the board. He has 2 chances, a queen or a 6.
Queen 4 6s or queen 4 5s. Okay. The other card. We'll see what we got here. Huh?